July of 2021, I stepped out of my 9-to-5 job for the last time. I quit and I had no intention of coming back. It was after I learnt a few key pieces of information that I thought I was delusional about at the time, but nonetheless, I hated my job so much that those beliefs were all I had. They were my only hope and I held on to them. And across the next year, something beautiful happened. All of those beliefs slowly became my reality. My dream came true. I had blown up. I now have a YouTube channel that I can earn a full-time income from. No more 9-to-5 for me. Something as simple as just being able to walk in a park at 1 p.m. when everyone else would be in an office, like cramped together, not seeing sunlight. I can go on a walk to the park with no one around and just enjoy my fucking life, man. In this video, I'm going to share these 4 beliefs with you. But before we start, welcome. My name is Brian and my goal is to help you quit the 9-to-5, become a better man, get fucking jacked and everything else in between. I like that channel, I still enjoy working for it, but this is my true passion and purpose. And if you resonate with this, if you want to become like really jacked, if you want to make a lot of money online and not have to work a 9-to-5, you are like us. Everyone on this channel is working towards this life for themselves. So what are you waiting for, bro? Subscribe to the channel. In the past, I thought to become successful, you had to get lucky or know something that no one else knew. But the truth is, it's actually a lot simpler than that. I learned that as long as you commit, never quit, and keep changing things up, I like that rhymed, anyone can become successful. And I started realizing this when I sorted videos by old, and I saw all of my favorite YouTubers' oldest videos, how they started, and I realized that they weren't much better than me. I started looking at channels in my niche and just YouTube channels in general with this healthy level of disrespect. Look at channels that you watch and ask yourself, can you make better videos than this? And it's a trick question because the answer is yes. Those people are only human. Everyone is just guessing. Some people have just got more experience and they're slightly better at guessing than other people. Even the biggest guys, the smartest guys that seem to know exactly what they're doing, they're just guessing too, man. And this belief was finally confirmed to me when my channel blew up for the first time, because I did exactly that. I committed and I just kept changing things up. I first started making self-improvement videos. No one fucking watched those. Then I started making computer science videos. They got about 10 views. And then I moved on to game development, which is what that channel's about. And it got 100,000 views in the first video that I made. After I learned that game development worked, I had confirmed the belief, this shit works. You just have to guess enough and then you get to where you want to be. So start your business, start your YouTube channel, start whatever you want. And then whenever you get discouraged, go on the biggest people in your niche, and if they're a YouTuber, sort their videos by old. See where they started. You're probably ahead of where they started right now. I actually privated all of my first YouTube videos, but I'm going to put an unlisted video in the description. And that video right now has about 7 views, and you'll see what kind of stuff I used to post when I first started YouTube. The next belief that I developed is that society in general is about 30 years behind. Think about this. What do your parents, teachers, all the older generation tell you to do? What's the general narrative in society? Go to university, get a job, get a master's degree so you can get a higher paying job. That's because that was the best thing to do 30 years ago. At university, I remember I did a computer science degree where the latest information is so important to know, and even in that degree, we learned 10-year-old information. Society and the system is fucking slow as shit, man. I was one of those kids that, at 11 years old, I didn't play football, I didn't have that many friends outside of school. I just played games and watched YouTube. My entire life, I basically saw people doing what I loved doing, my hobbies, for a living. And this belief was finally confirmed to me just under a year after quitting that 9-to-5 job. My YouTube channel just blew up. I had just been monetized as that first video was blowing up, so my first AdSense payment was $1,000. So to relate it back to you a bit, you have 2 options. The first one is to use 20-year-old ideas. But what's going to happen soon? AI's taking over. Jobs are becoming obsolete. Less and less jobs are going to be possible to do because AI is going to replace all of them. Or you can start learning up-to-date information. And where is that found? On the internet. Videos like this. And I'm not going to lie to you, bro. You're really smart to be watching videos like this and learning from online sources, because think about your family. Think about all your friends, everyone around you is still taking that traditional path. The third belief is that I realized in that 9-to-5 job that going into the corporate world at 21, my growth would basically stop. I learned this because I remember looking around my office at the time and there was people that were 30 years old, at the time 9 years older than me, and they were doing the exact same job that I was doing. I realized that the biggest thing I could hope for was to become a manager of some random company and earn like 50% more than the minimum wage employees. I visualized what my life would look like and it depressed me. I just didn't want to do it. And the sad thing is, this belief is being confirmed as well because everyone I graduated with started in a position and they're pretty much all in that exact same position, whereas I've basically lived 10 years of my life in 2 years. Do you know how to really get motivated, bro? Let's visualize for a second. Visualize your life at a 9-to-5 job and it's 2030, 6 years from now. You're probably at the exact same company, maybe slightly different company, but doing the exact same stuff, going on the same train every single morning, eating the same thing for lunch every day, and then the thing you're most excited for when you get home is a new TV show episode. Honestly, man, I'd rather earn $2,000 a month and live the life I'm living right now than earn $15,000 a month and live that miserable life. And I think if you're watching this, you're probably the same as me. And the final belief that I left my 9-to-5 job with, and this one I really hoped it was true, was that you can earn more money working just 2 or 3 hours a day than commuting there and back, working 9 hours at the job, and basically using 13 hours every day on your job. I first learned about this idea in the book 4-Hour Workweek, and then the YouTubers that I watched started confirming it, and they said that they were doing it. They weren't working nearly as much hours as 9-to-5 jobs, but they're earning way more money. And then I started hearing about deep work and how you can get 10 hours of work done in just 3 hours, and it really got me thinking. And with the exception of my online product coming out recently and odd weeks here and there, I've worked about 4 hours a day on average since I've quit my 9-to-5 job. Yet instead of my salary staying the same or getting 10% higher because of a raise each year, every year my salary tripled. And it's funny because you hear YouTubers, you hear me talking about it, and it sounds like bullshit. It sounds too good to be true. It's one of those things where you see a car on Facebook Marketplace listed for like a third of the price, and you just think, that's a scam, that's bullshit. But this one actually isn't. So keep pursuing this business stuff, man. You can make it work. Don't settle for a stable 9-to-5. It wastes your entire life away. As I said, I've lived 10 years worth of life in just 2 years from pursuing entrepreneurship. And that's not just the good things, by the way. There's a lot more stress. There's a lot more like what ifs. There's a lot more confusion, and you have to work through a lot more problems. But that's what makes it exciting. That's all I have today. If you want me to mentor you one-to-one, link is in the description for that, and I'll see you in the next one.